Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Happy Saturday. Welcome to Shine with Andrea. I am your host. I'm your host and Shine with Andrea. I am your host, Andrea Harrison, the Chief Shine Officer of Shine with Andrea. I hope you guys are having a happy Saturday. For those of you that are watching in the replay, thank you so much for taking the time to watch. I have committed to being here for you for the month of April on every single day so that we can read this book together and experience doing new things together. I have enjoyed every day up until now, and I can't believe that we only have 3 days left. So we have tomorrow, Monday, and Tuesday. So we are reading through the book, Tabitha Brown's book, I Did a New Thing, 30 Days of Living Free. And it has been amazing to listen to some of the stories that I'm getting messages and emails from different people that have been reading along with us, just letting us know how much this has been a new experience for them and how it's opened their minds to wanting to do more new things. So it's pretty exciting. I'm not going to keep you here long today. Today we are on day 27, and it is prepare well for your new thing. I think sometimes we just jump right in and we're not really thinking about it. Sometimes we may be a little apprehensive, but how often do we prepare? So let me see who I've got here in the building with me. Hello, Miss Audrey. Good afternoon. Hey, Jay. What's going on, girl? So happy that you are here. Hey, Miss Vanessa. How are you, sweetheart? Hey, Miss Vita. Hello, Miss Rochelle. Hey, Miss. Oh, I said hi to you already, but it's okay. Hey, Audrey. Hey, Miss Anita. Hello. All right. Miss Audrey says, I'm loving those earrings. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, honey. You know, I love me some big earrings, and I love anything that dangles. So hopefully you guys got your email. Hopefully you guys check your email. But I sent out an email yesterday, of course, reminding you of today, but also letting you guys know about the fact that one of our Shine Crew members, Farah Fryer, I don't know if she's here yet, but Farah is hosting an event today, and it's all about publishing your book. So Farah knows all the ins and outs of self-publishing, and she knows what it takes to write a book. And let me tell you, it is not as daunting a task as you think it is. I think the hardest part for me is getting the book out. And so, you know, I am well on my way now. I think I've come up with a strategy that is going to help me, something that God laid on my heart. And I got a yes. And I am so very grateful because I think I'm on my way now to finish what I started, because that's the hardest part for me, is what's in here and what's in here to get it out on paper, right? But the process of actually publishing a book, it's not as difficult, and it doesn't take as long. And you know, she's going to not just teach about the publishing part, but she's going to share with you how you can also monetize your story. Everybody has a story to tell. So I hope everybody has signed up. She's given a 10%, not 10%, excuse me, a $10 discount. She's given a $10 discount to the Shine Crew. All of the information is in the website, in the email that I sent out, but I will go ahead and I'll share my screen just so you guys can see. Let me guys know if you can see the screen. Just type in House of Inspire. Type in House of Inspire if you can see the screen. Can you see it? House of Inspire. Just type in House of Inspire, the screen. Can you see her website? Let me know. I'm waiting for y'all to tell me. Somebody going to tell me, somebody going to hook me up and let me know you can see it. I want to make sure. All right. Okay. I don't know if okay, I'm just gonna keep going. I don't know if you guys are by your phone, and um I'm just gonna keep going. Okay, all right. Thank you. Thank you, Jay. Thank you. Thank you. All right, you can see. Thank you, Miss Vita. I just wanted to make sure you guys can see it. All right. So um this is Farah's website, houseofinspire.com. And all you have to do is go to houseofinspire.com /shop, houseofinspire.com /shop. And I would love to see you guys. I would really love to see you guys sign up to be a part of this. As I mentioned in the email, everybody has a story to tell. And with the discount that she's given the Shine Crew, where you don't have to pay $47, you can pay $37. She is going to teach you what you need to know in order to publish what you know and turn your expertise into extra earnings. Okay. So, you may have a story to tell that other people will benefit from. You also may know how to do something, and you can put that in a book and you can monetize it. Right. And so, I think about somebody like Jay, who knows all about skincare. She's a licensed esthetician. Well, how cool would it be for her to write a book on tips for taking care of your skin? Right. And that is like something simple to do because it's something that she knows. And it's something that comes naturally for her. She's licensed to do it. And how cool would that be? And the thing that I know about writing a book, Jay, wink, wink, wink. The thing that I know about writing a book that I've seen it work for so many people is that then you become what they consider the expert, right, in that area. You are now considered credible, right, with your knowledge. And so, people who are looking to learn how to take better care of their skin, I mean, you could write a book that is, something that is like this size, right? Doesn't have to be a very, very long book, right? Doesn't have to be a very, very long book. But this book had so much information in it that helped me to literally change my lives, right? Literally change my lives. And for those of you who know that she also came out with a second edition that is much thicker with a lot more information in it, right? And things that she's learned to take this book to being even better. But I still refer to this one, right? So, I believe in, with us, especially doing a new thing and we're trying new things, I say it's $37. If you have the money, take the class. You just never know that when you step foot into a new thing, right, that you never know what will come out of it. Have faith in God to just push you into a different into a different zone that is out of what you're very comfortable with. And you may say, you know what, I have no desire to write a book. You may say, you know what, I don't even know what I would write about. You just never know what will happen when you take this class, right? So not only are we supporting one of our Shine Crew, but we're also doing something for us, okay? So all you got to do is go to her website, click on Make Me an Author, Make Me an Author, and then the information will come out. And once you fill it all out, it'll be a place for you to put in the discount code, which is SHINE. Okay, the discount code is SHINE, and that is for the Shine Crew. Go ahead, take advantage of that thing now, okay? Yes, Miss Rochelle, book royalties are nice too. And, book royalties, being able to, if you go someplace to speak, using the example that I used a few minutes ago with Jay and skincare. Let's say she does a workshop let's say she goes to a local salon and she says, I would love to do a workshop here in your facility with some of your clients. And so she goes in to do this workshop and she has a book. Well, people are really gonna, especially first when they meet her, when they see her, they're gonna love her. Then when she teaches them how to do, their skin and how to care for their skin, they're going to want more. What better way than to say, I got a book, you can buy my book. So not only are people paying for, a class to learn from her in person, but now she has this book that she can sell, right? And so I know that, for many people, we have to be careful on rules and regulations of, our jobs, our companies, and all that other stuff. But this is something that you can do. You do it the right way. And this is something that you will leave a legacy for your children, because think about it, that book will be around forever, and it's something that your children can take and profit from, right? So if you've already written a book, hey, you might say, you know what, I still want to take this class and I still want to check it out. So please go ahead and go to houseofinspired.shop. No, I said that wrong. houseofinspired.com/shop. And make sure you put in the discount code SHINE. Okay. All right. So that is that. Let's oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Don't forget that tomorrow I'll be here at 1:00. Tomorrow I'll be here at 1:00. Tomorrow's the last Sunday. The last Sunday we'll go back to our regular Monday through Friday. We'll be going back to doing 100 days of believing bigger. 100 days of believing bigger is what we're going back to. Take a look at this. Hopefully you get a screenshot, and hopefully you will join us. Make sure you pick up the book 100 Days of Believing Bigger by Marshawn Evans Daniels. All right. So, hey, Franny. Hey, Shanae. So in preparing well for your new thing, I'm going to make this real short and sweet for you guys. Okay. She talks about in day 27 about going snowmobiling. Okay. Jane Fonda she used a quote from Jane Fonda: the challenge is not to be perfect, it is to be whole. Okay. And she said, I did a new thing. I went snowmobiling today, and she got a cold. Now, she said that she had been looking forward to doing this in the Utah mountains. Her and her husband went, and she said if she had had the proper protection, she probably would have been just fine. But she did not realize that, you needed more than just a turtleneck, a hat and a little scarf. She said now she understands why she sees people with the big face masks and all of that, because she ended up getting cold. She was talking about the elevation is so high in those mountains. And I remember going to Utah a couple of years ago, and we went to, oh gosh, what was the name? It was a 5-star resort. The Montage. It was the most beautiful experience ever. And of course, when it's fully paid for, it ain't that bad either, right? So it was just an amazing experience. But I remember, I couldn't understand. I didn't realize it. It wasn't something that someone told me before I went there. But the elevation is really, really high. And we were at the top. I couldn't breathe. I found myself I couldn't breathe. So I had to get a can of oxygen, and I was able to use that can to help me to breathe. It was bad. And so I wasn't prepared for that trip. Hey, Tara. Hey. I wasn't prepared for that trip, right? I didn't know that ahead of time. And so knowing that ahead of time would have prevented me from some of the things that I experienced, that I could have had a much greater time had I been prepared. And so really that's what she's talking about. She said there's a reason we see people do mountain sports wearing a full ski mask that covers their neck, like a full on mask, right? She also went on to the top of 205 to say, if you see me throw up a fist, that means stop exactly where you are because there's a mother moose and her baby. And so this is the instructor telling her, like they were preparing them for like what might happen, because the motors of the snowmobiles are really, really loud. And so she wanted to let them know, if I throw up a fist, then you got to stop. There might be a mother moose and her baby. That means that we have to stop and wait and let them cross. And so it was a whole experience. And, Tab with her sweetheart, she's like, Lord Jesus, we are in her house. We are on her land. Please don't let us run into her. Okay. And so she said she was praying. Thankfully, they didn't see the moose. And she said, even though the thought of a mama moose charging us was very scary, because what they were saying, and one of the reasons they wanted them to stop, is not just so that they wouldn't run into them, but if they see the mobiles, the first thing that they're going to do is charge, right? And the lady was preparing them for that. Too bad nobody prepared them to know that, listen, you need to cover everything up. So anyway, she said, even though the thought of a mama moose charging us was very scary, snowmobiling in the mountains was the most beautiful experience for me. And she talks about how the scenery was so breathtaking. And she said, just God's creation, just being able to see it all. And so one of the other things that she was saying is, as they were coming out of the neighborhood tour, because they went on a tour, she said, we saw a woman digging her snowmobile out of the carport. And the instructor told us that was absolutely normal. And she said what she couldn't believe is that something seemed so peaceful about what the woman was doing. She wasn't rushing. She was just taking her time. She said, as we rode by, she offered a wave and smiled. She said, again, it was so beautiful. She said she just wished that she was better prepared. Okay. And so she said the lesson for her is, I had this amazing moment, but I was not all the way prepared for it. Just like I told you when I went to Utah, and it was an amazing experience, but I was not fully prepared for it. I didn't realize that the elevation was so high and that it would mess with my breathing, and that then I had to go try to find a can of oxygen. I didn't even know that they sell cans of oxygen. I come from the Bronx. We don't need a can of oxygen. If you have an issue, with breathing, you see a doctor, you get your if you have asthma, an asthma pump. If you need oxygen, the doctor gives it to you. I've seen people roll around with them, but I didn't know that you can go to the store and buy a can of oxygen. I'd never heard of that before. And I certainly didn't know I was going to need one. Right. And so she says the whole lesson for her is that I had this amazing moment, but I was not all the way prepared for it. If I'd just taken a moment to prepare myself properly, to put on the proper ski mask, then I wouldn't have had this terrible cold. The experience would have been even more enjoyable than it was. Okay. So she said, the bottom line is there may be something amazing on the other side of our adventures, but if we aren't properly prepared, we might also find ourselves hurt. We may also lose that gift altogether. So she goes into saying how sometimes doing something new without any preparation, without thinking about it first, means that your experience will be short-lived. She said, I remember when I got so excited to get a new car. She wanted a Mercedes so bad. Then I finally got the Mercedes, but I realized I wasn't prepared for the cost of the maintenance. The gas price was higher. The tires cost more. And she said, and when the car broke down, the repair cost was out of this world. She says, honey, I did a new thing and got my favorite car. But because I wasn't financially prepared to take care of it, it caused more problems, more hurt, and more harm than it was worth. She said that car not only created a financial strain, but it also created many arguments in my home. So you see what she's saying here, right? You see exactly. Tara. I can't with you, Tara. I just can't. She said you're used to sea level. You get in high elevation, it'll have you huffing and puffing. And yep, it sure did. It sure did. So she said we have to be prepared in every way, mentally, physically, financially, for something new. And all new things we've done over the course of almost 30 days, she said, I would never suggest that you do something that will ultimately hurt you. She said, yes, discomfort is fine. We need to get some of that to grow, right? We need to be in an uncomfortable place sometimes, because that is going to be the thing that will help us to grow. She says, but I don't want you to hurt yourself. I want you to think smart. It's great to be spontaneous. I want that for you too. But if your new thing is a huge leap, if done wrong, it can cause you harm. She says, I want you to ask yourself a few questions. So something that you can say is, am I ready for this? Is this something I'm ready for? So if I was going snowmobiling and I asked myself, am I ready for this? I don't know. I don't know if that would be a new thing that I would do. Am I going to be able to enjoy it? Well, that depends. The first thing I think about is, how big is that snowmobile? How much space will I have in there? How will I feel comfortable? Right? The first thing I'm thinking about is, what am I going to look getting into it and getting out of it? See, I think about all these things because I live in this body, right? I live in it. Someone who doesn't live in my body doesn't think about those things. And this is what I always try to teach Madison, that Madison doesn't live in the same size body that I live in. And prayerfully, she never will, right? And I did things early on to help her in that respect, right? But I teach her to be conscientious. She's a very conscientious child, but I teach her to be conscientious and to be sensitive to other people, right? So those are the things I'm thinking about if I'm going to go snowmobiling. Am I going to be able to maintain if necessary? So I think about the fact that if I go down, right, what will happen if I can't come back up? What's the game plan? What's plan B? Right? So these are the things you got to think about, when you're thinking about doing that new thing. If it's more than just trying something on, facades, if it's more than just wearing something new or eating something new. She said, ask yourself these things before you begin your new thing. It's common to be afraid. We've talked about that, right? It's common to be afraid of doing something new, but please don't let that stop you, because what happens is a lot of times we are afraid to do something new. So then we'll take all of the other things that we're concerned about, and we'll justify it by saying, yeah, I'm not going to fit. Well, you don't know if you're not going to fit. Why don't you take a look? Why don't you ask questions? Yeah, I don't think I want to do that because, well, what if I go down to the bottom? I can't get back up. Well, how about if I told you that there's a trolley that you can get on and it'll bring you back up? So don't let the fear of the unknown stop you from doing something new that you just never know, like where it's going to take you, right? But be smart. And like she says, be prepared. She says, don't let that stop you, but also assess your risk, think first, and then leap. So sometimes we are so desperate to have an experience that we don't think through what might come after. She said, God said to her today, I want you to be able to enjoy all your moments. I want you to be able to be present in them, but I also want you to be prepared for them so that when the moment has passed, it still feels amazing. Okay. When I went to Utah and I couldn't enjoy every moment, couldn't enjoy it. I did not know that there was going to be an issue with the elevation. I didn't know it. It wasn't until I went through that experience that I realized exactly what Tara said about the sea level and the high mountain elevation. I'm from the Bronx. Like I said, never thought about it, right? Never thought about it. Patrice says, I can't comment on my iPad anymore. I'm uncomfortable. I'm sorry. Can you watch on your iPhone and comment from your phone? I don't know. Prayerfully, she never will have that issue, Tara. But don't overthink your way out of it, though, right? Don't overthink your way. Don't, like I said, don't try to say, well, because of this, now I can't do that. Um, so then she says, and Tab got it. I won't be caught out there the next time. Whether it's on a mountain or in other areas of my life, I will do my homework and thoroughly prepare for each new adventure so I don't leave sick. How many of us have done something amazing, but we weren't prepared for all that came with that thing? And at the end of it, we were all we were left with. At the end of it all, we leave that experience spiritually, mentally, or even physically sick. We might think it was worth doing. I know going snowmobiling was definitely worth it, but I can do better next time. So we should always want to do better. We should always want to do better. So some of the things that she mentions about, different things that you can do. One of the first things she mentions is doing a 3-day detox. Now, that is not something for you to just go into and just do, because you need to make sure this is something that, number one, if you have any type of health issues, that you refer to your doctor first, and your doctor says it's okay for you to do the detox the way in which you're doing it. Because we may think, oh, detox, that's good. That's a good thing. But what if it's not? Got to do your research, got to do your homework, got to ask questions, right? So I like the quote she uses on page 209. The old saying goes, no pain, no gain. While trying something new, we may experience pain, but the gain will usually outweigh it, right? So that was day 27 was really good. It was very informational, and it's definitely something that will have us thinking, right? Definitely something that will have us thinking. So day 28 is tomorrow at 1:00. Do something that honors a parent or a caregiver. Do something that honors a parent or a caregiver. So that should be interesting. Make sure you read that chapter, okay? Make sure you read that. So as I was saying in the beginning, don't forget, I'm going to pull it up just once again. Don't forget, I sent an email out yesterday, or you just got to check your email. All of the information is in it. If you missed what I said at the beginning of this live, please go back, watch it again. Go ahead and type in House of Inspire. If you can see the screen, just type in House of Inspire if you can see the screen, okay? And make sure you go and check out her website. Check out her website and read the email that I wrote. Listen to what I said before. What I said earlier on in this live. Do something new for you. And like I said, even if you're like, you know what, I have absolutely no desire to write a book, or I don't know what this book is, what this book could potentially be about, take a step of faith. There's nothing that can happen with you learning some new information, and in the meantime, you're supporting one of our Shine crew, okay, which is Farah Fryer. All right. So let me see. What did I miss? Speaking of Farah, she says she's getting ready and listening. Patrice says, I have to turn it vertically to see or write comments. New thing for sure. Shanae said, that's right. Everything is not for everyone. That's true. Farah says, yes, Lord, growing pains. That's where the growth happens, like a seed breaking through. All right, Miss Vita. Miss Vita, I hope I'm gonna see Spicy V in the house today. Let's support Farah in this, y'all. It is a $47 class that she is given to the Shine crew for $37. Okay, come on, Spicy V. You're gonna attend with us? Come on, girl. We need some spice in our lives. we listen, I got it. Spicy V. It's the name of your book. It's the name of your book. Look at that. Spicy V. The Spice of Life. Yes, honey. Come on. Come on. I bet you, Farah, have you pulling out some stuff. You'll be like, oh my goodness, I never thought about that. I never thought about it. But so yeah, go back, listen to the replay. I will see you guys at 4:00. I'll see you guys. Y'all laughing, huh? I will see you guys at 4:00 for the class with Farrah Fryer. I'm excited about it. I'm proud of her. I'm proud of her for doing a new thing and doing something that she knows she should have been done. Yes, I said it. I said what I said, right? That she should have done a long time ago. I'm proud of her for doing it. Really proud of her for doing it. All right. So let's see. Miss Audrey said, I went and watched the live from yesterday and I laughed so hard. It was really funny yesterday. I laughed so hard. Farrah says she's humbled. Aw. So let's take the class, $37 to support our Shine Crew member, Miss Farrah Fryer, and we just might learn something. We really just might learn something. All right. Especially if you're thinking about writing a book. If you got to switch some things around in your schedule, let's do it. All right. Love you guys. God bless you. I'll see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. for a little bit more of Shine with Andrea. Bye.